Thank you for tuning in to the show. Of course, ad-free versions of this episode and all our episodes are available on our Patreon for just $1 a month. That kind of thing means the world, and it helps us keep the lights on. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Do all that good algorithm stuff. And without further ado, let's get on with today's episode. Let's do that thing where we go around the table and introduce ourselves. I'm Jason. I'm the Dungeon Master going around the table, starting with Brianna.
Hi, I'm Brianna, and I play Runes, the Théoden Barbarian Monk.
And Alex.
Hello, I'm Alex. I play Kanan. I think I'm a warlock, and I know I'm a human.
And Susan.
Hi, I'm Susan. I play Tamika Filderhand, the long-toothed sorcerer.
Yep.
I got it. I did it, guys.
What's a long tooth?
Shifter sorcerer.
There we go. Got it. It sounded a little
important.
Land Before Time for a second.
Well, I'm looking at my D&D Beyond sheet.
Fuck that.
No, tainted.
Yeah,
You take
I
How
it all.
dare you?
You take it
How
all.
dare you? No.
I had a moment of panic, and I'm so sorry.
What's D&D Beyond? What is that?
Archaic, money-grabbing.
Jasper?
Oh.
Word from our sponsor, D&D Beyond?
I'm
joking.
I'm Jasper, and I do play Petrichor Mulch, the Venali Druid on Dungeons and Randomness.
Nice.
The
Thank you.
podcast.
I wish I was that
Podcast.
poised.
Too.
I'm so sorry.
It's that like he's got that New York City style. It's so laid back.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's-
He's
We can't
like
all
6
be
steps
Jasper,
ahead of us.
okay?
Take
Even
it.
though that's
New
all we ever
York.
want to be.
Mhm.
There's nothing better than New York in the fall.
Guys, you've been on a run of poor luck. I don't think anyone would dispute that. Our last few sessions, in order, showed you getting to Dern Hollow, not even getting to put your bags down, and watching a small boy murder someone. Following that boy, finding out that he's part of human supremacists in the old Overwatch regime, like a little cluster, a little sleeper cell. Getting into a fight with those people, getting beaten up. They kicked your dog, like a lot. Jesus. Then having them dump you into a cavern, head first into a small body of water. Terry lost an eye. Both of Kanan's arms are broken. Mild abrasions, cuts, and scrapes. And then trying to find your way out of that cavern and using a teleportation rune that you only had one use of. And that takes us to where we are now, because all of you are going to kind of eyes like adjusting, like blinking. It was really dark in the cave, but thankfully it's still nighttime here, right? It's still, I need, and this is up to you, I need a perception and/or nature.
I like that show and/or that you just said. I like that.
And/or, like, it's totally up to you if you want to. So here's the thing:
Okay.
if you're trained in nature, I'm going to want one of those on top of perception. Otherwise, give me perception.
I'm not. Wow, what a terrible leader! I'm not trained in nature. Perception. Oof.
17 perception.
Not good. Man, I'm nature. I'm through and through nature, and I rolled real bad.
Well, you could always blame that on like the
Everything
day you're
that's
having.
happened.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm rolling perception on top of that just for fun. You can do whatever you want to with it, but I got a much better perception.
So let's start with perception. You got a 19 and 17 here in petrichor and runes, respectively, and you're gonna be kind of like a Terminator bubble type of thing, where you guys are going to be in a field, like just. So all the ground around you is kind of singed and burnt away and stuff. And you kind of notice it's like this is like tall grass around you, and like you're kind of like getting your bearings. Like you hear crickets. There's the moon's out. Like you're still like looking around. It's like okay. There's no immediate danger, it seems. Bree?
How big is the moon? Like, can we see, or is it like a new moon?
Oh,
and we can't
oh,
see
wow.
it?
You were
What
asking me.
phase is it in? Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me. It's like, what's the circumference? I'm like, well, I'm not the guy to
I
ask
just
why.
really want
How
to
much
look
is
at the
away?
tides. I
I
just
thought-
really want.
I thought it was one of those questions like from that old Google commercial. Google, how close is Earth to the moon? The little girl's asking fucking Google Home, the first Google Home.
Oh.
It's a very
Man.
cute commercial. It's cute.
Then she grew up to ask Google for soup.
Oh.
Did
Is that
anyone
a-
get
wait,
that?
wait. Is that a Zoe Deschanel
Yes.
Google commercial
Yes,
rip?
thank you.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I remember.
Google, what's the weather outside? And she's looking
It's
out.
just
the
raining.
fucking
Look
window.
outside.
Hey guys, first of all, how dare you? I do that all the time, okay? That's like
You
literally
get
one
a
of the only
second
things.
opinion?
Yeah, because I gotta know, like, what's it gonna look like later today? Is it gonna storm? What's going
Wait,
on?
That
she
wasn't the
didn't say
question.
today.
No.
She said now.
She said, "What's the weather outside?" She's standing there in jammies, looking out at the fucking
Oh.
rain, and then she asked for soup.
Yeah.
Well, to enforce my case, my building's under construction, so all my windows are covered with this disgusting tarp that's been here for about 5 months. So I
I
don't
need
know what the
proof.
weather's like. Do you want to see? Fucking.
No.
No.
It's fine.
So
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
simply quandering as to whether or not the visibility was good in this area. That's all I wanted to know.
Don't defend New Girl.
New Girl was pretty good the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Yeah, but it went on for 11, didn't
Yeah,
it?
the first 2 seasons were pretty good.
That's a really bad metric.
I
That's like
said
everyone who
what
told me
I
to get
said.
into Supernatural. It's like the first 4 seasons, it went for 15. Like,
I said what I said, Jason.
you did. You did. Okay. New Girl, if you'd like to sponsor us, we'll order you soup.
That would be very strange, but thank you.
Right,
Yeah,
because they're
I
not
love
even
that
on
word.
anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
How big's the moon?
The moon is at least 3 bears large.
Oh, no. There he goes.
Too much
It is
away.
It weighs at least 2.5 old Claudiuses because it's the moon and it's like
Oh, right.
lighter up there. So like as I
Oh, I did.
I'm
made a
remembering
mistake.
you 3,000 tons is what
Sure.
you said?
no, I didn't.
Per
I didn't say
Claudius?
that. Okay,
3 tons. Okay, so 3,000 pounds.
rumors
So-
of my stupidity have been greatly exaggerated
And recorded.
Yeah.
and recorded. And me telling you how big that bear was, I wasn't that far off. But people have exaggerated to the point where I said it was like weighs about as much as a Russian tank.
I think
like,
you said 3,000 pounds. I think that was it.
So
It wasn't
3 tons.
30,000.
3 tons,
It
yeah.
wasn't 3 tons. It was
that's 6,000 pounds, guys. A ton is 2,000.
yeah.
Oh,
A ton
is it? I
is
thought it was
2,000, not
1,000.
1,000.
I thought it was
yeah.
1,000 too.
Oh.
That's a metric ton.
Yeah, but therian
A
tons.
metric fuck ton. then.
Very different. Gravity's
Yeah.
different. Can we see or not?
Yeah, you can see.
Thank you,
Okay,
Jasper.
great.
Thank you, Jasper.
It's as bright
Thank you.
as 3 bears out
Okay,
right now.
3
So,
bear
like,
bright.
it is. So yeah.
Big
So-
moon. Got it.
To the north, there's a pretty empty field, kind of rolling, wavy, almost like a wheat field type of thing. But this is just this is just like really tall grass, cattails, that kind of thing. To the south is a forest, and there doesn't appear to be, like, worst case scenario, right? You guys would have teleported into like an orc encampment or something based on where you guys. Thankfully, you are many miles away from the Brugal encampment. Thankfully.
Okay.
Like you're a good 50 miles away, somewhere in there, like from the outskirts. So that's good. That doesn't mean that it's completely safe, but the immediate is like, okay, thank God. It's just nothing here. Now, those of you who rolled nature, a 5 for nature.
Yeah.
That's a tough break,
Not good.
And-
Jasper.
10.
I can roll again. if you
10.
want.
I'll give. I'm good.
It was nice of you to offer, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever helps.
10 is gonna, like, you're gonna start getting bearings,
Completely
right?
average.
Completely average, right? So the good news is you have a lot of a lot of noticeable landmarks to kind of draw from. So what I want you to do is give me a wisdom saving throw right now.
Whoa. Saving throw. Oh my God.
It's attacking you with its
With its
Nature's
math
based
vastness.
upon intelligence. I'm
Yes,
only
but
saying that because
wisdom-
my wisdom's not great. That's the only reason why I'm doing that.
That's why I'm asking you to roll a saving
Oh
throw.
my
I'm
God.
attacking your wisdom. No, this is so okay. Nature's based on intelligence, but where you are is more of a your awareness of the world, which comes from wisdom.
Like
You're gaining
landmarks and
clues.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Piecing things together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas intelligence would be like, I analyze the grass to figure out exactly where I am by the grain. and all
Right.
that.
It's more of like, oh, this kind of grass only grows in, you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm. Which I don't think any of us, besides maybe Petrichor, would actually be able
Yeah,
to do.
I'm imagining
not
just
at the moment.
I'm imagining who knows, like maybe grabbing onto Terry or like holding Terry up or just like who knows. I feel like Petrichor is going to be
Yeah.
distracted somehow.
There's a reason I didn't get Terry to look around.
Oh.
Jason, I am trying to. I have been clicking it pretty aggressively. It's not rolling.
Did you click the word wisdom? Or sorry, the word? Yeah.
Oh,
word
okay,
wisdom?
the word.
Yeah,
Okay,
as a
I was
yeah, and
clicking
then
the
buttons on
actual
there.
saving throw. Okay.
Yeah, no. It for whatever reason, features and attacks, you got to click the icon.
Oof.
Okay, 6. So you are not going to have a very good idea of where you are, but based on clues, it's like, okay, big tall field. To the south, there's a forest that appears to just go for miles and miles. And to like the extreme north, you're going to see mountains, like snow-capped peaks. So you appear to be sandwiched in between those two things. And though you don't know where you are, you would probably get the sense it's like, okay, we're pretty far out there, like in terms of the nearest city. Like we need to be careful because going off the road in, Alara can get you killed pretty quickly.
Yeah, so in my head, we're either that's the Blistering Peaks to the north, or that's Stone Sunder Mountains to the north, or that's Bandit's Rest to the north. Like
Exactly. There's only so many snow-capped mountains, so it's like okay, that narrows it down, but like not much.
yeah, Bandit's Rest runs to the north, so I don't think we're there. So that's either Blistering Peaks or Stone Sunder.
The good
so we
news
could be
is,
very south or very north.
the good news is it doesn't look like this this field is very well tread, because there's no like holes worn through, like like a dirt path or something like that. It looks like you're just out in the middle of nowhere, and the grass kind of gives you cover if you hunker down. Like if you crouch down, this grass is like it's a good like 2.5, 3 feet tall. Like
shit.
yeah,
Man,
like
we're gonna
this
find so many fucking rat-a-tatas in here.
Yeah.
And Pidgeys and
Pidgeys,
Yeah.
sparrows.
so a
Pikachu,
wild
if we get to the
zigzagoon
third
is going
room.
to attack you, right?
Oh no!
Like
I catch him. I catch him.
Hey!
I started with Z, and I'm going to work my way up.
Tamika's gonna like crouch down and like actually like sniff the air. So just best guess, that's either Stone Sunder to the north or Blistering Peak. So either we're in Hero's March or we're in the Divide. That's what I got.
I also think any traveler who hears the word the divide, like the divide is not a good word for traveling, because that's always followed by we should move quickly, or like you guys knew you were heading into the divide anyway because you had to get to Donhurst, but these are not optimal conditions, and this is not the road.
Right.
Like this is bad.
And those are two very different, like, Hero's March, okay, we're pretty good, just kobolds. Or
Yeah.
Divide, oh shit, everything
Yeah.
sucks.
Orcs,
Like,
ghosts, murderers.
Yeah.
Well, take a pick.
We got our stuff
It's-
back, right? That was tossed down the hole with us. We
Yeah.
gathered.
Yeah.
You guys,
Okay.
yeah.
So Runes is going to take out his map, and just kind of, because he doesn't know the continent as well as you guys would, so he needs to figure out where Blistering Peaks is.
You guys got to get your hands on this coming to be ultra rare copy of the Adventurer's Guide to Theria, written by all of my amazing friends and creators of this show and podcast. This is the leather-bound copy. Look at this; it's beautiful. Look at
Faux
these
leather, no
illustrations.
animals were hurt.
Full leather. Look at some of these. Look at this. Holy shit! Man,
It's very pretty.
and many other things in here. Tables galore.
Mm.
Monsters, heroes, villains, ideas for stories, campaign hooks, you name it. Anything in the world of Theria is possible when you have this book in your hands.
Wow.
Available now at all major retailers.
Jesus, why didn't
Online.
you do all the ads
Right?
for the book when we did the book?
We should get
Yeah,
Dungeons and
yeah.
Randomness to sponsor us.
Yeah.
Let's go. I don't want to use the map because it's too big. I want to use the one that's in here.
Then why did you? Okay, I was about to say, why'd you go get the book?
I want to use the inside map.
Use your inside map. Inside voice.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
It just while Alex is opening that up, my boss is really amazing at my work, so I brought in a copy of the Therian map, and he was like, "Do you happen to have, like, I don't know, the original high definition version of this?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever," and I sent it to him, and he printed out like a very large scale version of the map, and it's in our office at work now.
Awesome.
Oh.
my
Oh.
God. Take
Yeah.
a picture of that.
Yeah.
I'd love
Yeah.
to see that.
And it's like a
That's awesome.
etched version, like that, like the burnt, like how they do the on
Oh, yeah.
cork, like he burned it on, and like
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, oh my god,
Like with a
so cool.
CNC machine or something? Like, that's
yeah,
ridiculous.
I was like, oh my god. Like he
apologize.
told me he hired me because of my work on DNR. So he
Whoa.
doesn't
Oh.
follow the show, but he was very like supportive of someone following their dreams. And he didn't hire me because of my paralegal background. He hired me because of the show.
Wow.
Damn.
That's
I
a
like
good
my
boss.
job, guys. Just
Yeah.
saying.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
That's
Alex,
a healthy environment.
Yeah, put DNR at the top of your
Damn.
resume. Is what it sounds like.
I've
It is.
tried. I mean, it's always a topic, and just not to jump off, but for interviews, it's always a topic conversation. Everyone's like, "Wow, really? You?
You can make money that
You
that
can?
way?
You,
Like,
you are able to like pretend you're somebody else? I've been doing it for 35 fucking years. I've been pretending I'm somebody else. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Anyways,
Mhm.
sorry about it.
Wow.
I got my map. I'm good now.
Wonderful.
I
Petrichor.
miss the days where I could say, I'm not editing this episode.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. I just had that thought. I'm like, "Oh, I can't do that anymore ever.
Yeah, you can't
Right
just
now.
look over to me and be like, "This is your problem now."
Petrichor.
Petrichor is probably. We appear out of this Terminator-like orb. Everything's singed. People are looking around. Petrichor is going to be tending to Terry because Terry's just not in good shape. No matter what, I know we've cured wounds and everybody's stable, but
Yeah.
I bet he is broken. Like
The poor
totally
guy
broken.
yanked off most of his armor. I believe they call
Yeah.
it doffing.
Yeah.
So he yanked off most of that armor, so it's just kind of like, yeah, he's I think he would just sit down.
Yeah.
Like, if there's a nice spot, it's like, I'm done. If there's nothing attacking us right this minute, I need to like chill.
Game over,
Yeah.
man. Game over.
Yeah.
So he's tending to Terry a little bit. So he's distracted. He probably doesn't. He's not paying attention to where anything is. He knows everybody's kind of looking around. He's going to say to Tamika, "All right, where are we?"
And Runes will lay out the map at Tamika's feet so
Yeah.
that she can point and whatever.
And with one of her, like, it's not a claw, but she has like very like pointy, like she has humanoid fingers but very pointy fingernails. So we're either in the divide and point to that, or in Heroes March, because there's mountains to the north of us, and then the forest to the south. So
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 we're
it's
in.
either the high mental forest to the south of us, or we're sandwiched between, or it's deadwood beneath us. So
You said the grass here was like singed and burned, right?
Mhm.
I think Runes would kind of point to that, and like that could be a hint to where we
That's
might
because
be.
of you.
No, we did that. Yeah.
yeah, that's
we
because
did
of our
that?
color
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
Because of
stupid.
that. Yeah.
I
That's not
completely understood
stupid.
that the wrong way.
No.
I
Um,
thought we were in like a battlefield, and I was like, probably orcs, right?
Yeah.
No.
It's not like an orc
That was
skull.
my
Yeah, we
thinking.
found it. Yeah, we know now.
Yeah.
So
We always said this.
here's a question: would the weather be different
Oh,
based on where we are? And I don't mean in any given moment. I mean at this time of year. So, for
Climate,
example, would there be a
Ooh.
climate difference because of being closer to the coast or closer to, or more inland?
Yeah. Not drastically, but you're right. Like, this is the difference between say, living in Sacramento or living in the Bay Area
Yeah.
in the summer.
Wow.
Where,
Wow.
like, it's a big
drastic.
difference.
So yeah, summertime,
So, like,
big
in-
difference. Normal time, not so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Anyone trained in nature?
I am, but I've already done one.
Okay.
I've-
That's
what
one roll
both
doesn't.
did one.
what I'm thinking is
Yeah.
this, if I can add on to that, is with Druidcraft, Petrichor can basically tell what the weather's going to be for the next 24 hours in that location.
Sure.
So with that as a clue, on top of
Yeah.
maybe a nature check or something like that, going to
You're
do something
fine,
like that.
don't-
So basically, he's gonna just sort of do a little Druidcraft cantrip. It's just a cantrip. So basically, there's going to be something that sort of appears. It's like a little effect, almost like like on a weather app. You know, is it rainy? Is it snowy? Is it whatever? So that's one thing that he's going to get out of this, and then maybe he can do this nature check too.
No. Don't even worry about the check. Like, I just wanted to know if you're trained.
Oh yeah,
Because,
train.
like,
No.
that's like.
Sorry, I thought you were asking.
Think
for it.
about. No. Think about adventures on the road. Like, there's a bunch of skills that obviously we don't need to have. Stuff like starting a fire, stuff like really super basic stuff. But just knowing where you are, like, at any given time, like, usually you walk or ride there. This is out of the ordinary, but still, like, piecing together clues is very important. So obviously, if you were further south by the coastline, it would be like 15 degrees cooler. Like, Esterholt gets rocked by the winter. Like, it's pretty bad. Where you are now, it's an open field, so, like, there's nothing to block, like, wind and stuff like that. But it's definitely not as bad as it would be down in Heroes March right now.
All right. So Petrichor is going to try to piece a couple things together. He's going to say, well, first of all, for canon purposes, what is the weather going to be like for the next 24 hours here? Is it going to rain? Is it going to be cloudy? You're a weather app right now, and you got to make a decision.
Okay. So I will make a decision, then change it 10 minutes later.
No.
But no. So it's for the rest of the night. It's going to be it's going to be nice and clear out. Moon's going to be 3 bears big all night long.
Nice.
And then starting in the morning, it's going to start to drizzle, and
Okay.
then heavy rain in the afternoon.
Oh no,
Perfect.
Jason, please! I'm living through this, man. You
Yeah.
doing it out
I'm
here,
sorry.
too?
Perfect.
I'm
No, that's
sorry.
fine. So he's piecing all. He's just doing this little thing. He's kind of doing his stuff. He's doing nature. He's gonna. All right. I mean, from what I can gather, if we were down here, he's gonna point. Boom! Heroes March.
Mhm.
We'd be a little bit chillier here. We'd be wanting to get some blankets on if we were going to be hunkering down. I don't think that's where we are. If what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling is right, I'm going to tell you I think we're right here, which, believe me, I don't want to tell you that we're in the divide, but I think we're in the fucking divide.
Kenan just looks at the map and shakes his head. Whew, okay. Things just keep getting better, huh? And he like chuckles a little bit as he moves, and he kind of winces. I remember my arms are in some sort of splint, I believe, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah,
like,
they're kind of like akimbo a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
so, he's just like, and he'll look. He'll see Terry. I envision him sitting down on like the edge of this mini crater. That's not that big of a crater, but like the indent, right? It's big enough where I would.
Yeah, a
imagine
little bit.
It's like a sidewalk. Someone could sit down on it.
It's like
right?
slightly concave,
Yeah.
right? Like,
So I envision him sitting there, and as Petrichor is like trying to console him or at least check up on him, I look back to the rest of the party, and I say, "I know we've it's been rough, but we have to move just a little more to find somewhere safe to camp, because I'm pretty sure." And with his face, he's going to point to the crater, the little hole. We've made a lot of noise with that. We probably shouldn't camp near this thing.
Honestly, if it were me, based on some of our training, I feel like right now is when things are asleep. Let's get moving tonight. Let's stay on the edge of whatever that woods is behind us. Don't get in the middle of anything. Stay on the edges and just move. We can sleep tomorrow.
Well, sorry to interrupt, Petrichor, but the woods, that's the dead woods, and we probably don't want to go through that. But also, if we stay on the edge to the north of us is Brugal, so we probably don't want to be on the edge of that either.
Yeah.
Orcs.
You're gonna
orcs.
hear the rocks clatter
Mhm.
in Runes' bag, and he's going to pass the blue rock to Tamika, and because he doesn't know what the deadwood is or the divide.
Oh,
Like he can tell that something's wrong by the way everyone reacted to where we landed.
Like basically everyone, it's like, and where are we? And then Addie's like, okay, but can you get a different answer? No, it's still there? Okay. Like it's very, yeah. And it'd be good for new listeners too. What is the deadwood? What is the divide? What are these words we keep using?
At bad places.
Okay, so Tamika holding the blue rock and look down at it and look back up at Runes and be like, so the Deadwood is the place they told stories of when I was a kid to never, ever, 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 ever go to because it's where everyone dies. It's where ghosts are, it's where the orcs are, it's where bandits are, it's just where all the bad things happen, and just never, I was told to never go there, which is why you and I were supposed to go to the south, but that didn't happen. We ended up in Overdell, but that you and I know that. But to the north is the Brugal, which is where the orcs are, and they're not very nice at all. Like you can't negotiate with them, and they find honor in battle, and they want to kill everyone they see. So, yeah.
Kenan interrupts. Did you mention the ghosts? I must have missed it.
Oh, I said ghosts. I
Okay.
said that.
I just want to reiterate.
Yeah.
He looks at Runes. Ghosts, Runes. Ghosts. And like you tell, like
and
he's not a fan.
all the
He's not a
bad
fan of them.
things.
More clacking, and Runes is going to take out a little pink rock that you haven't seen yet. And it says, I like this. And he's going to hold that up for Kanan to see.
And
I'm giving him my personality trait. He also likes ghosts.
he'll
Fuck
take
you.
he'll take the pink rock. This one, you like orcs or ghosts?
He's going to... Two.
Ghosts. Okay, and give you back the pink rock. Well, I mean, like I mentioned before, I've seen not ghosts, but things that are worse than ghosts, and I still wouldn't want to meet ghosts.
Can I? Okay, this is interesting. So, obviously, Runes' culture and background,
Yeah.
like thought sharing, and it's not quite storytelling, but everyone's sharing experiences of things that they've heard of. What is Runes' exposure to tales of ghosts? Is it like Bree, where it's like, yeah, it's long-haired Japanese girls, and
No.
it's like, okay.
I like a different kind of ghost. Runes would know that, like, Tamika and him had gone the other way to avoid them, and it's supposed to be like the souls of the dead, which don't exist in his culture because you're either in the loop or you're not. So, and Tamika knows this, and I think everyone else would. Runes is supposed to be kind of a scientist. He's sent out to, like, learn about new stuff, and ghosts sound interesting.
Buff boy scientists. I love it.
He's not the buffest. He's pretty.
I mean,
he's kind
compared
of a
to
twunk.
In this
compared
group?
to in this
In
group,
this group?
yeah.
He's the
Yeah, you know what?
buffest.
Yeah. He
You're
is-
Schwarzenegger in this
Yeah.
group.
Like, come on, come follow me. It's a rock. It just says it's a rock with Schwarzenegger's face on it. Come follow.
At this point, Terry is pretty worn out, but
Hmm.
he's if you guys got to go a little bit further or whatever, it's like he'd be down, but I think that at a certain point it's like, all right, how much further do you think we need to go tonight?
Kenan looks at Petrichor. You can't be too far. I mean,
far as we can.
let's. He looks down. I'm envisioning the forest. You can see, like, there's like small trees and they trail off, going down. Where on the left is just vast, not emptiness, but, a barren scape. And on the right is the denseness of the forest, almost like too thick that your eyes can't even comprehend how dark it is at nighttime. And he'll say, let's go for a mile and some change and reevaluate how we feel. Because, again, we can't camp near this thing. We made a lot of noise, and if you're right, Petrichor, things are asleep. They're probably awake. At least some stuff around here.
I think it would be absolutely cruel of me to get you to roll the travel die for 1 mile. Absolutely cruel. So I need a volunteer to roll a travel die. No, I'm joking. We're not doing that. We're moving on to the next bit. So a mile later, you guys are much closer to that tree line. But again, still like that tall, wavy grass. So like if you guys got to a point, where it's like, okay, let's bed down here. Because this grass might do a good job of like maybe blocking some scent. Like it's not, you're not going to be downwind of something, Camping in the forest at night probably isn't a great idea unless you're ready for that. You guys, it's been a very long day. So hacking away at bits of this just to try and get it, like almost make like you're making a little crop circle type of thing. Like it's like, okay, let's just bed down. And while like owls hoot in the distance, I imagine you guys just setting up. And I don't want to put words in your mouth, but starting a campfire probably isn't in the cards. So having warmth and a hot meal is just that those kind of creature comforts just are not in, that's just not for you guys right now. I think Terry would just like conk out, like just lay on his side and just like, that's probably the longest day of his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't doubt that it's probably the same for a lot of you guys.
I do think Runes would volunteer to take the first watch.
Yeah, to me, I was just about to ask what between Petrichor, Runes, and Tamika, what watch are they going to take? Because she was going to keep Kanan out because 2 broken arms, he probably really needs the rest too.
I'm also a human. I'm not as special as you guys, so remember that, okay? Remember that. Remember, you guys all have cool stuff. I had to fucking sell my soul to devil for a little while to get my cool stuff, so.
That's fair.
So after Runes probably indicates he's going to take first watch, Tamika will turn to Petrichor. I'll take second watch.
Sounds good. I don't think I'm sleeping tonight, I'll be honest with you. So you pay attention and I'll try to rest.
Okay. Sounds good.
There's some, you're in an advantageous position right now because the weather's decent. Like it's windy and stuff a little bit, like it's a nice breeze. So while the that tall grass, those cattails and everything, it's like kind of a almost a soothing asthma. It's like almost like waves of water type of thing. Like it's just, it would be very difficult for someone to sneak up on you. Yeah, because they're walking through waist-high foliage to get to you. Like, you guys would have to almost openly be trying to die to not hear anything. So, it's kind of nice. Like, I wouldn't, again, campfire and everything like that's probably not a great idea, but, it's... nothing is going to mess with you tonight, thankfully. And the first rays of the sun are going to come cresting up, and slowly but surely things are going to start to like warm up, and everyone is going to get a long rest. Let's end the many-month nightmare and get you guys a long rest, because holy hell have you earned it.
Do we hit the button or do you hit the button?
You can hit the button. I trust you.
I don't know where it is. Oh, right there. I see it.
So what you meant was, where's the button?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's the word. Those are the words I should have used. Yes.
Where is the button? 'Cause I don't see
Underneath hit die. There's S rest and L rest. on your character sheet.
Let's see. Death saves, exhaustion, inspiration.
Oh, under so yeah, so under your name there's the like your class stuff, and then there should be hit points, and to the right of that there's a box that says hit die. And
Oh, there it is. Thank
yeah.
you.
Yep. It's very, very they're both buttons are basically just like size 3 font text.
Yeah, they're very small. Yeah. Oh man. So I'm imagining that you're still sore and stuff. Well, I mean, if your arms are broken, yeah. But like you're still sore, but at least there's the, you got some sleep, you probably woke up, you're eating some jerky or some hardtack or whatever, and there's something in your belly. You can kind of like process things a little bit. Terry's moving around a little bit better. He's got like this cloth kind of like tied over his face just because it's sealed, but it's still like it's a hole, like, you know what I mean? Like it's, but like it's been like padded and everything like that. Like it's been like a treated wound at least. You got some time with these broken limbs, unless there's something. Well, we'll get to that. There's a couple of things we can do, because you have a patron, good sir.
Talking
and
me? Or we're talking Terry?
Yeah. No, I'm talking. No, I'm
Me.
talking to you.
Oh,
You're the warlock.
yeah.
So think of what a patron can do for you as like a payday loan. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like, look, man, I could speed up that recovery, for a little something in return.
And my
later on.
patron, I misspoke earlier. I did, I met devils before, but my patron currently is not a devil, because I walk the path of light these days.
Oh,
so I am.
Right, you were redeemed.
I am. Yeah. Oh, they locked me away and said, "Yeah, you can be our team, but you gotta, do it.
Gotta earn that shit."
Yeah. So my patron is a celestial, and I don't think we've talked about it because I haven't really thought about what it should be. But I would say for this instance, we could talk about like maybe I don't see it currently, but I can just speak to him if I do whatever it is you're insinuating I do.
Well, this is great. What a great time to talk about this, because like, I mean, you kind of need to lean on somebody. And what's interesting is, unlike clerics and paladins and stuff like that, they don't really get to talk to the entity that gives them powers. And blood mages and warlocks do. Usually, as a warlock, it's not pleasant conversation. But you're basically doing community service. You're out. You're trying to make up for past indiscretions. So you can't do that with 2 broken arms. You can't cast magic. You can't. It's like, how are you going to fight evil?
My feet.
How strong are your kickboxing skills?
No, 0. No.
Oh shit. Okay, then yeah.
With an 8 strength, they're actually negative, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah. Okay. So instead of like that time cop Van Damme splits on the counter thing, it's more not that.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think of the opposite.
It's me tripping over my own shoelace and fucking hitting my face on the sidewalk. That's how bad it is.
So your patron is going to it's going to give you, it's more of a feeling that comes over you. Like as those first rays of sun are going to crest up, and you're going to like get up and stretch and as best you can, like kind of roll your shoulders a little bit. And that hurts. And you're going to like sit up and look around, and you can just kind of see over these wavy tufts of grass, and that little bit of warmth is going to hit you, and there's going to be this feeling that comes over you. And it's almost as if a full conversation has happened and no words needed to be spoken. So almost like something runes would, be able to do back home. And your patron's going to give you a few different options, all of which lead to you getting, it's like, look, I can speed this up and your arms will be repaired, but we need to sort of accelerate you fighting evil. We need to get some stuff done. So you can get your arms repaired and you can dispatch some evil very nearby, or it can wait 2 or 3 days, but I'm going to present you with something that needs to be basically picture your celestial here as someone with a huge docket, like a roster of things that need to be done. And based on where you are, it's like, okay, let's see what I got in the area. I got a crypt. This crypt has got a bunch of undead stuff in there. Clean that shit out. Like, get it out. I've been meaning to get to the garage. This is great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of thing where, but it's not going to send you into something you absolutely can't handle, right? It's like, hey, there's an orc encampment up there. Can you take care of that? The 5 of you? Like, they were not going to do that.
Okay.
But it is going to give you some difficult tasks,
Okay. Kinan kind of just closes his eyes as the morning comes, and he'll just, with like a half smile, nods. Okay. And he'll think to himself, we need to keep Terry's spirits up. We need to get everyone at least some moment of solace, so I'm going to wait until it wants me to do something specific as opposed to us hunting something, because we need the time to recover. Not just me. I mean, everybody, not just me. So he'll, in whatever way I can communicate with my patron, just send the feeling of like, we need a moment.
And this is, when you're dealing with demons, it's very much, well, what have you done for me lately? What can we do? There's a little bit of leeway where it's like, okay, you know what? You've already suffered quite a lot. That's your down payment, where it's like, you're doing this in the name of doing something good. I don't doubt that you're a ride or die bitch at this point. But it's like, you know what? You're fine. You know what? Take a little bit of time. Have a cookie. Like, relax. But your arms are going to be healed. After that vibe goes out, it's like, okay, like, take some time. Boom. Those arms are, like, you'll feel the bone mending. Like, it's just
gross
tightness. Kind of like it feels like someone's pulling on your arm just a bit, and then it's like you'll feel it kind of like there might be a little bit of discomfort, but not nearly as much as breaking both of them. So like, hey,
I've experienced both sides of the spectrum then, breaking and rebonding bones within a matter of 48 to 72 hours.
At best, it feels icky.
Yeah. Kinan, I assume people are like stirring awake at this point, but Kinan kind of, with one of his arms kind of just like, kind of undoes the splint.
Little splints.
Yeah, just kind of like moves it till it comes undone, just cracks maybe, and then he'll take it apart as quiet as he can, because he doesn't want to wake everybody up unless they're already awake. And once that one's done, he'll do the other one and position them as neatly as he can off to the side, and close his eyes again and just give a sense of acknowledgement and, another mental emotion or mental message of like, I'm not abandoning anything. I'm going to stay on course. And as he's thinking this, he's also thinking about the images of his friends in that room where they have like the base, like the whatever circle was used to summon them, and things happening to them, and it quickly snaps back like, nope, no. That's how you go backwards. And he'll say this out loud. He'll be like, nope, that's how you undo things. That's not for now. And quickly realizing he's talking to himself, he'll shake it off, take a deep breath, and wiggle his fingers a little, and there's like a sense of joy, like like just a small sense of like, oh yes, I'm back.
Like it's almost a bro nod from an angelic source almost of like, it's like, got you. Like, you know, just you get back out there. Like it's like working at, it's a very demanding job, but like a good boss will know when you're stressed out. It's like, hey, take a day or two. It's fine. Well, we're going to need you back when you get back in the ring. Like, start swinging. Like, it's that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. He gets it.
I would imagine everybody is stirring, like they're waking up. These are not 4-star accommodations. So it's very much like, it's like, okay. Like you're kind of stiff. You're, you know, because a bedroll is basically just a slightly thicker piece of cloth on dirt. Like, it's not, you know, slightly padded.
Better hope there's no rocks either. That kick all the rocks out.
Yeah, like I imagine that's just setting stuff up, right? Like, you guys, you know what you're doing.
Real life Alex doesn't know.
No, none of us know anything. But that's this is fantasy. Like, we all have very useful skills in fantasy. Before we started this show, I had everybody roll a d20 for me, and the reason I did that is because I wanted to pick out the weakest of you. And today that's Bree. Bree, I need you to roll to see what will be happening in the area as you wake up.
Oh no.
Will it be something good? Will it be something bad? Let's roll a d20 and see. The higher the number, the better things are going to be. The lower the number. Yes.
I was at the live show today. Can I have +1 to my roll?
You can.
Yay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a trick
How
because
do I
the
do
table
that?
is spaced out all weird. Probably there's like good ones mixed in with bad ones on that
No.
table.
No.
It's Minesweeper.
That
It's
makes
Minesweeper.
no difference. You go ahead.
Sure. 13, you're all dead. Like, no, it's.
All right. I'm just going to roll a d20 and we add a 1 to whatever I get.
I can do that math. Yes.
Okay.
I don't
cool.
know.
Oh,
12.
sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
Reasonable.
Yes. So as you're waking up, you're going to be able to take in, like, first of all, in daylight, you can much better get a sense of like your bearings, like where you are. Like you're able to like see quite a bit. Like, definitely, like, you can see that there's activity near the mountains. Like, you can see that like there's smoke coming from those mountains. Like, there's probably like furnaces and forges deep within that's just churning out like smoke. So you're like, okay, that clinches it. That's where we are. Shit. Like, you know. So that means the forest south of you is the deadwood. That means that you are some mileage away from orcs, and you're going to be able to kind of assess the situation east and realize that northeast of you, you're seeing small smoke plumes, and that's all part of that massive miles-long orc encampment. They're far away, but there are hunting parties. And as you guys are looking around in the distance, like the far distance, you're gonna see the upper halves of orcs, like bands of them, 4 or 5 at a time, like moving very, very quickly, like kind of bobbing up and down.
How
And
are they
then
getting
where-
around without the bottom half?
Well, that's a mystery that we're gonna have. No, they're ghosts. The bottom half are ghosts.
Oh.
Yes, of course.
Yep.
That's so cool.
No. So there's a part where the grass dips down, and you can see that they're riding wargs.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
And wargs are terrible. Like, picture almost like beefy hyenas. They're quick. They are mean as shit. And they're trained to hunt without an orc on them. So think of them almost like really well-trained hound dogs, but instead of going to fetch a dead duck, they're going to catch something live and start dragging it back.
Fuck.
And yeah, if they get too much closer, that could be a problem.
Question: Would
Yes.
just to know something about wargs,
Mhm.
would that be nature, animal handling?
Maybe nature. No. That's if you're dealing directly with a warg.
All right.
I'd say nature is a great way to get,
All right.
good backstory in any animal.
Petrichor's going to he's rummaging around in his head about a couple of things here, and I have a specific question. Let me see how this roll goes before I ask the question.
Yeah, you're due, man. You're due. Let's do it.
11.
11.
All right. Well, I'll ask my question and we'll see what happens.
Sure.
Is there anything that wargs would avoid? And what Petrichor is trying to do is he can, as a druid, he can, once again, it's just a quick cantrip, but what he can do is he can make like a little, like a scent. If he can make like a skunk scent or something that would kind of keep them away, like, not going that way. Just, it's a slight odor. It's nothing overpowering. It's cantrip level,
Mhm.
right? But if it's kind
Ooh,
of,
but like garlic or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
if wargs are kind of checking around and they're like, skunk over that way, they would probably avoid it. That's what he's looking to see if he can figure out what might keep them away.
So these are junkyard animal, like real,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
They don't normally normally animals like them, they'd be afraid of fire.
Mm.
They're raised around fire. They don't care. To a degree, they'll even cook their food. Like they'll drag somebody over a fire and then eat the warm innards after. Like they're
You're so
beasts.
smart. Oh my
They
goodness.
are. Yes, they're smart, but they use all their intelligence for mean shit, basically.
Mhm.
It's like a mean Luna instead of
yes,
just
a
a
mean
hungry
Luna.
one.
Yeah.
They do not like water. That being said, they don't like getting wet. If it's raining or whatever, it's like, yeah, fine. But like big bodies of water, they don't, I would not make any smell that an animal makes.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's just me.
No. Well, that's what I'm looking for. Is Petrichor's brain is thinking, all right, wargs, is there something that they don't like? Can I kind of make them, hopefully the wind would take something their way to keep them away from us, to basically deflect their position rather than call the attention. But if he's calculating, he's going to be like, I don't feel confident in that. Just stay put, basically. So he's not going to do anything. That's my point.
After Terry gets his shit together, like he's packed stuff up. Like obviously you guys are getting ready to hit the road. You can't stay here, right?
Mhm.
There'd be a moment where he looks over at Kanan. Are your arms okay?
Oh. Yeah. About that. Because it's hard to explain, Terry. I
God just likes me better.
Yeah.
So, God hates you but loves me, and that's
I
why
went
my
to
arms are better.
Yeah, I go to church on more days
It's really a
than one day a week.
prosperity gospel
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a benefit. You have to just go to church every day.
I'm not a holiday Christian. I'm an everyday Christian.
Yeah.
I'm
also-
sort of a bad Cordian. Like I only worship on the.
Oh my God.
No, I'll continue with Terry. Because of my actions in the past, I've taken a lot of steps to make sure that I'm walking a different path than I was, before. One of the reasons I can do what I do is because something is tapped into me to give me a little bit of access to what they can do. I don't exactly know what it is. It's, I guess you would call it. It believes it's one of the good guys. And so far, I have no reason to say or think otherwise. It's a being of what it believes is good, and what most, I'm assuming others who work for it, believe so as well. So technically I have 2 employers, I guess you could say. The Ravens and this thing. And when I woke up this morning, it visited me in the way it normally does, in a sense of emotions, and made it, made good on its word, on its deal to help me when I needed help the most. Just in return, it's going to put us on a path to do something it needs us to do.
That's a lot to lay on somebody, but like he's well, okay, that's okay, that's crazy. They don't have like a spare eye or anything, right?
It doesn't exactly work that way, but when we reach a big settlement, a big place, I'm sure we can contact it and discuss a little bit more further. But I gotta warn you, Terry, it's not like this being isn't just giving away these gifts. It comes with some kind of price.
He was listening to when you were like in the past you've done, and he's almost like half grinning. He's gonna miss the first time, but then the second time put a hand on your shoulder and he's like, it's okay. Let's get someplace safe, okay?
Yeah. And like before he can finish it, he kind of stops himself. I'm not gonna ignore the fact that this happened because of us, but more than anything, I put it on myself, Terry. I'm supposed to be in charge of this group. Now he's gonna talk a little louder so that everyone can hear. I'm supposed to be in charge of all of us, and I can't help but feel every misstep has been something that I could have avoided for us.
Hey, that's it. None of that. Petrichor's gonna he's gonna be packing up, whatever. He's just gonna chime in, like, don't want to hear it.
I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not trying to downplay anything, Petrichor. I'm just saying I'm gonna do better. I have to do better. Because we have a lot of important things to do, and I don't think our first task is going to be the one that ends it all. I think it's going to be the start of something grand. And I'm going to make sure, he looks at Terry, whatever we need to get you, we get for you.
There's like, the first time you were talking about it, like he's already shaking his head, and then it's like, okay. How could you have known there was going to be a psycho kid killing people to impress a cult? Like, how? Come on.
I know that, but I mean, everyone hears stories about Dern Hollow or Burn Hollow, whatever they call it, and everyone knows what goes on in there. So I should have just expected a little more. But either way, I'm not trying to get down on myself or anything like that. I'm just saying, whether you like it or not, Terry, technically, I'm going to say you're one of us now. I mean, there's no way to look around it. You've bled with us. You've eaten with us. I think in the short time that we've been together, you've laughed and cried with us and probably defecated yourself with us as well.
There's a smell. No, there's...
It's exactly what we're worried about.
Okay.
The wargs.
Imagine you're taking a road trip with somebody, but it's like you don't really know these people, like they're work buddies or something like that. You're on a road trip to go to a concert or something. And at first you're probably like, hey, I don't want to can I put this cup holder down? Can I I don't want to mess up your car. If 12 hours into this journey, you've had 2 flat tires, you were lost in the woods, and someone broke their arm, you're like, I'm fucking cozy. I'm using this fucking cup holder. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's lost an eye. You guys have been kidnapped and beaten. And it's like, look, yeah, where am I going to go? He's looking around at first. If it's he's actually relaxed a little bit. As strange as that is to say, he's kind of, it's like, yeah, man, it's fine. He's not stammering or formal. It's like, almost getting beyond. It's like, so are we making for the woods?
Before the
Where do we go?
conversation stops, Runes is gonna go for a group hug. He's gonna try to hug both Kanan and Terry because Kanan's being down on himself and Terry's had a hard time and he likes hugs. So
Okay, Runes. Yeah, this works. More to the point, I'm assuming Runes is still holding us. Yeah, Terry's right. We gotta decide. Do we want to run from scary ghosts or run from scary orcs?
Y'all, Petrichor's just been packing everything up and getting ready to go. He's on the move. He's gonna say, look, this is nice, and I'm with y'all 100%, and I honestly feel like we have a saying in the Silverglade. We say it's better to sleep on the rocks than to stand on one leg in the grass, which doesn't make any sense when you translate it. I hear you. But what it means is you just got to stop bitching and you got to make the most of what you got. I got you, I got you, I got you, and Terry, we got you. I'll tell you another saying we got. With one, you plant a flower. With many, you plant a field. So come on, y'all. We're all together. We got to go, and we're going to thread the needle because we can't go that way. We can't go that way, but we can go around. And once we get around, we're where we need to be. So get that map out, Runes. We got to make sure we're threading this needle the right way because we can't go one way. We can't go the other. We got to go sort of in the middle.
And I could barely see over the grass, and then she lowers her voice, but I even see the orcs patrolling, so maybe we shouldn't be here.
Oh, yeah,
Guys.
good point.
Runes is gonna be pointing towards the field. The forest. Like
Your
that's where he
microphone's
wants to
pointing
go.
away from you.
Fuck, sorry. It's because I was leaning so close in before.
Yeah, no, you're
Sorry.
fine. No, you're good.
He's gesturing to the forest. He wants to go there.
Oh,
Like right along, if like he took out the map, he'd want to go right along the edge, like Jasper said. But towards the forest because we can see orcs. I don't see no ghosts. Probably fine.
Terry would start to raise his hand. He's like, no, fuck that. Are there more ghosts than there are orcs?
I mean, do you mean like in general or like right now?
I mean, okay, we know there's hundreds of orcs. Like, how many ghosts are there?
The question is, if we had to make a run for it, would the orcs run after us if we were heading towards the ghosts? So I'm not saying we're in a good position here. I'm just simply saying where we better sitting.
He's almost like lost in that train of thought where it's like, so wait, do orcs believe in ghosts?
I'm gonna say yeah. I think they do. I'm pretty positive they do. But
Are they superstitious? Like, I know they don't like magic.
let's run on the edge. Kenan's gonna say let's skirt on the edge, and then if things get bad, we dip into the woods.
If we have to, only if we have to, Terry. Only, and he's gonna look at Runes. Only if we have to, Runes.
I mean, Runes makes a good point. Maybe we just stay within the tree line, but like just within the tree line. So
You know, like, we could
should
still see
we
a
see
ghost, but-
orcs, they won't see us because we could go behind a tree.
So I'm gonna ask a question, Jason. Alex, the player, remembers that the Deadwood has a very nice little cool feature where when you get in, it tries to keep you inside, if I remember correctly.
That's so.
I want
it's
to
not
know
a
if
That is the rumor of many adventures and cast members of DNR.
but Braylon was there. He experienced it. But I don't know. Would that? I mean, yeah. I guess it would just translate to a rumor. Then Kanan would. I guess there's nothing I can roll to see if it's real without experiencing it.
But I mean, okay, if ghosts are on the table, where do you stop?
True.
Like, it's
Yeah,
like,
true.
yeah, maybe the forest is fucking alive. Maybe that's like, you know what I mean? Like, the goalposts move pretty quickly if ghosts are on the table. And it's a
Yeah.
world where magic exists. Like, there are unicorns.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. Move to the edge, and if they chase us or they see us, we dip inside because I have a feeling they're not going to want to follow us in there. Plus, I think those wargs are going to be a little harder to maneuver in here.
Before we go, Runes is going to offer to give Tamika a piggyback ride.
Oh, Tamika
She
will
can't
take
see
it.
over the grass.
Yeah. Like, she will leap onto Runes' back like they've done this before.
Yeah.
How's dog doing?
And they probably have.
Yeah.
Oh, how is Dog doing?
how's dog?
I didn't want to interrupt. Dog's been fine. Like the teleportation was like jarring because it's like you're in a cave and then all of a sudden you're here. It's like, what the fuck? Like, but probably curled up next to Petrichor all night and just slept it off because
Dog got long rest too, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
everyone gets a long rest.
Dog is our superhero. She kept us alive and saved some of us from
Yeah.
drowning.
She's the true hero of this group.
So far, Dog is MVP.
We got to get moving. We got to keep going.
Okay. All right.
We move.
Living on the razor's edge.
I believe we gave our plan.
Oh boy. Can I get a travel die from we already made Bree roll. I think Susan.
I did
Susan's
the
gonna-
not it thing.
Yeah, but no one
didn't
joined you,
nose
so
go.
then you just stood out.
It's a risk you take. It's a risk you take when you go nose goes.
Ugh. So it's based upon,
The size of the die.
yeah. Fuck it, D8.
Yeah.
That's your fuck it? D8? Like that's pretty. That's
I
fuck,
mean-
that's
I mean,
nothing
come
bad
on.
about a D8.
don't
No,
let him-
but last
bad.
time
listen to
No.
him,
we were
Susan.
arguing D4, D6. They were
Don't
like, I
listen
don't know
to
if we
him.
want to do a D4 or D6. So
He's trying to fool you. He's a demon. Just go with your gut.
My thing is, if you're gonna say fuck it, why not a D20
Oh, no,
or
no,
something?
listen to
Because
him.
that'll get you
Listen to
all
him.
the way around that
Susan.
forest in one roll, and you could be in Donhurst by, like
Oh god.
4. Okay, well,
We're gonna die a death by 1,000 cuts because it's always these like right
Yeah.
below the average, 2
Yeah.
below the average, 1 below the average.
It's true.
I mean, technically 4 and 5 is the average on this die. So
It's true.
yeah, but 4 is below the poverty line.
That's
of
what I'm
looking
saying.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You make enough not to get financial
don't
aid,
you
but
don't roll your eyes at me. You know what I was looking for, and you chose this life.
I think I was forced into this life.
So here's the thing. You guys are gonna skirt this tree line, and for a long time, nothing's going to happen. I'd say, you're almost at the end of the day, and you're making really good time. Like, you're able to obviously look into the forest, and every once in a while, like, you swear you see something, but like you're passing trees, and like there's several. Go ahead.
Can I roll a perception check for that?
Sure.
Because I want to know how well Runes would see it.
just gonna get all excited.
Perception. There we go.
Pulls out a rock for ghosts.
12.
Oh boy.
So again, there's a weird effect in that the forest obviously doesn't just start with a thicket of trees. There's trees everywhere. So as you're walking, there's like a parallax kind of vibe to it. So every once in a while, you're like, "What was that?" Like you're gonna look just to make sure that there's nothing there. You're gonna hear something tumble or crash in the forest, but like it's a good distance away. And you're going to hear this terrible shriek at one point. Like real nasty. Like imagine metal scraping on rusty metal, but it's in the distance and it is like big. Like
I'm hearing, because I'm in New York all the time. I feel like it's like the subway coming down the tunnel to the.
Yes, something like that. Yeah. So it's like, oh man, I'm not a fan of that type of thing.
Kenan pretends to ignore it. He doesn't want to acknowledge it.
Rune could probably stop, but like Tamika's still on his back, so he's not gonna go in. Like,
You're gonna see Tamika's ear twitch that way, but then just like not even look that way. Like, nope. Mm-mm.
keep moving, big guy. Let's go. We're not doing this. Not doing this today. Let's go.
And there
But
goes
you're making
Jason's-
good time.
Jason's wild hook.
So like, oh no. There, look. Put a pin in it. So you guys are going to make it quite a ways. Like, you have made great time. And it's really tricky because you're almost to the point where if you rode the tree line, you'll be the closest that you can get to that Brugal encampment without like hitting the outskirts. Like, there's, it's real close because obviously the spot on the map is the core. It just stretches out. Orcs don't stop. So like,
I'm just looking at the map over here. I'll be back. I'm listening.
Sure, bye.
Well, yeah, Jasper's out. It makes sense too, because when the book was made, this map is indication of, this is kind of where they're at this time. And I believe in Theria lore, the orcs like to expand. That was one of the big issues, right? That they continue to
Yeah,
go.
that's a big problem. The good news for you is they lost a good sized chunk of their ranks.
True.
And they headed west. They headed out to the coast.
But the guys that are left are the strongest of the ones that made it through.
Yes, and the meanest, and they've got something to prove now.
Yeah.
Like, they're, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're pretty pissed off. So, you're gonna hear that shrieking again. I'd say there's like a 10-minute stretch where nothing happens. It's deathly silent. I imagine everybody stops when they hear that shrieking. It's like kind of a tenseness, like it's like, okay. And then you continue walking. You don't see anything. I need a perception check from everybody right now.
Got it. Finally.
Ooh. Oh, everybody's doing well. Most
No,
people are doing
no,
pretty
no.
good.
No.
19,
You spoke too
18,
soon.
5.
All right, hey, good game. Oh, look,
We're like, everybody. Nope.
Well, this is when runes
Everybody's doing
put Tamika down, right? So
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give me a minute. So it's 1918, 1905. So, they can't all be winners, but
Wow.
not like people can't all be winners. The roles can't all be winners.
Oh my god.
Here's the thing. It's going to get deathly quiet again. It's one of those lulls where, like, after the scream, you're like, okay, what is that? Like, what the fuck is that? And you're going to start kind of looking everywhere. Like, you're kind of like, okay, you're getting a little paranoid, right? You know it's coming. It was coming from the south a bit, but like it's echoey. It's like that's probably in the forest somewhere then. It's bouncing off trees. It's kind of tricking you into, giving a position. And you're gonna you're gonna start looking into the sky, just like, okay, what, it's been raining, but like it's not, it's not a weird storm thing, right? And you're gonna see some, like birds in the distance and stuff like that, and like they're a good clip away, because you can see them, but there's one that it's messing with you, because you're like, oh man, that's got to be a pretty decent, that's probably a pretty decent clip away. But then the more you look at it, you just realize it's massive and getting bigger.
It's a bird?
Yeah. like a big nasty, like the better everyone else gets a look at it here, the 18s and 19s.
I'm feeling real cold out right now.
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
No, because the numbers are such a discrepancy, I've got to so you're gonna
We are
like
the star bellies. We have stars on our bellies.
Yeah, there is a sneech difference. So there's these bright, big red orange plume, like just that, like but the head of it looks to be almost like stone, like this rocky kind of.
There it is.
And you're like, can I get anyone trained in nature who didn't roll a 5? Can I get I love you. Can I get a nature check, please?
There's only
So
one of us
Petrichor.
trained.
Say
Yeah.
So
Petrichor.
Yeah, that would
There
be
he
quicker.
is.
Oh,
Welcome
you're starting
back.
Up. You're starting up.
14.
There we go.
While we're talking about the divide and ghost stories and what's rumor and what's there are certain creatures in the world that they're not like dragons, because there are a bunch of dragons in the world. Like they're held with reverence because it's they're massive creatures that can stomp you out and just extinguish your light like nothing. But then there are the creatures that you could obviously go your entire life without ever seeing any proof that they exist. Like they're cryptids, basically. There might only be one in existence, and one of them is something called the Grind. This thing has been known to exist somewhere in the divide, like these forested areas, and it has very rarely been spotted, but almost every time it has been spotted, it's aggressive. And this thing is coming right at you. Just so Petrichor would know, okay, holy shit, like in an instant, it's like, oh, I know that thing. You know what I mean? It's like almost watching a dragon swoop down out of the clouds toward you. It's like, oh shit, what, you have a few precious seconds to like connect. It's like, this thing is a big, mean bird that has, almost evolutionarily speaking, adapted to this specific shitty area in the world. And just like, it's like, okay, so I know what I need to do. This thing could take on a small platoon of orcs and probably be fine. Like, it is nasty.
All right, so Petrichor's going to see this. Can with this nature check, kind of do a little calculation? Are we seconds away from this thing pouncing on us and dropping out of the sky? Are we a little bit longer than that? Like, is this like right now, or is it like we need to start running? We've got a couple minutes here, kind of thing. I don't know.
You definitely. So I would measure your time in seconds.
All right.
This thing's like a small, like almost like a small private plane.
All right.
Heading toward you.
And it's
like, this thing is big and
crashing
nasty,
into
and it's
us.
quick.
All right.
Yeah.
So Petrichor's just gonna, out of nowhere, he's gonna, all right, y'all, and he's gonna say, scatter, stay close, get down. Right? And expecting everybody just to scatter but stay close and get down into the grass.
Well, you know what this
I feel
sounds
like-
like? Oh, go ahead.
I feel like we should make like one of my favorite Broadway plays and go into the woods.
I was gonna say the same thing. I feel like the woods. You can't
Well,
get
hang on. Petrichor's reacting to this. He does not want to go into the woods.
I see.
You're not going to outrun like the distance. Like, you are on the cusp of it, but you're definitely like probably like 200-300 yards away from it, right? You don't want to be near.
From
You know what I mean?
what? So how far are we from the woods?
From the tree line.
From the tree
Yeah.
line. So he's saying this is like seconds away, like lieutenant on the ground. I see something happening. I'm just going to make a quick call here. Scatter, stay close, get down, and he's going to cast fog cloud. And so this is going to be a 40-foot radius of just fog that's going to go whoosh.
Okay.
So we're going to be obscured, in least from vision. So that's because we can't run straight into the woods. Like we're not like next to the tree. This might buy us something for a second. That's what he's thinking.
So this thing swooping down at you is like, think almost like a North by Northwest type of situation where you're all like, three of you are like, huh, like you all notice it at once, and then one of you makes the guess like, oh fuck, like just like get down, run, like just do anything because you have like 2 seconds before this thing's on top of you. So that's genius. The fog cloud thing is amazing. Can I get an acrobatics check from everybody with advantage because of this fog
Yay, Jasper.
Awesome. Could I throw something in for flavor?
Yeah.
cloud? Sure.
Runes is going to toss Tamika forward and then try to get on top of her to like keep her safe.
I got.
I mean,
mine.
I think I didn't need it,
Alex.
but thank you.
I'm not gonna waste my +1 for being at the show today. I'm gonna save that one.
No, that's not worth it.
Yeah.
So,
on advantage, I got a 1.
Wow.
And I got a 2.
Wow.
Oh,
So what we've
I
got
forgot
here.
about advantage. I have to roll again.
You're fine. Don't
Worse.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we've got
It's
a
not a warning
13,
line.
a 17, a 10, a 9, and then a 3.
I don't have perception, but I got acrobatics, guys.
worry. Terry's fine. Got a 19.
Terry, way to go.
Yay!
I'm proud of you,
So-
Terry. Terror Bear. You're
how's-
my man.
How's dog?
Dog's fine. Dog's low to the ground,
Yeah.
firstly. I feel like this is a situation where everybody, like, not everybody, most of you saw I'm sorry to keep calling you out. Most of you saw the thing coming, and then, like, you hear, it's like, get down, and, like, obviously, everybody moves except for Kanan. I feel like, for whatever reason, like, it's a weird lizard brain. Do I jump right or left?
Mhm.
Like, you just, like, you get, but you end up
Freeze.
doing nothing
Yeah.
in time. So that's a 3 total for your acrobatics. This thing. So this thing has a massive kind of reinforced beak. The rest of it is almost like a stone covering its head. Like it almost has like scale mail over its upper like head portion. And I'm gonna have this thing roll an attack. And if it hits, it's either going to slam you and knock you to the ground, and that's the best case scenario, or it's going to grab you in its beak.
Oh.
Mm,
And that's just a bad situation all over. So, I don't want to do this.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
Okay, here we go. It is a D20 plus 6.
what?
Crit!
Sorry, punch my mic.
Thank you, whatever patron exists in this fake world, for saving my life.
A crit one. So this, like, because of this fog cloud, right? It throws off those second by second bird calculations that allow fucking creatures like eagles to just pluck a trout out of the water. Like it's coming. You can see its eyes are almost like focused on you, and this cloud comes like it comes up just in time, and you are going to feel this gust of rushing air, and you're gonna feel feathers almost like part your hair as it goes over. You're almost gonna fall backwards.
Oof.
And this fog cloud is going to rapidly approach the ground and dissipate, and this thing is going to fly, and then you can see it circling back and coming back around.
No, I'm running. I'm running for the trees.
Everybody, give me an athletics check. I'm just looking for an 8 or better right now.
Okay.
That's it.
Athletics.
Dog gets advantage because it's a dog.
Wait, what'd you say?
13.
Athletics.
Dog
no.
gets advantage because it's a dog.
Right, of course. Ugh.
Yes. That's a -1 on my athletics, by the way.
Whew!
8.
Petrichor rolled an 8. I said I was looking for 8 or better. So now we just need Terry. And, Jesus.
Come on, Terry.
He's trained in athletics.
Please, Terry.
Yeah. He's good. It's all good.
Oh my God.
shit.
Yes.
He's in there saying, "Come on, everybody, come to the woods."
Yeah. Terry wants to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a
Terry's
crit.
been through a whole ass thing. He's
Yeah.
yeah.
He's gonna make a
he's
great
a stronger
paladin. He's
man.
gonna make a great paladin.
Dog gets advantage. It doesn't really the dog's fine. That's a 15. So you guys are going to take off running, and it's swooping back down, but it needs to adjust. So it's circling again, and you're if you're looking back as you're just sprinting, you're watching this tall grass kind of part, and it is so close to the ground that it is, it's going to come back up, and up ahead, in the time it takes it to come back around, you can see the beginnings of trees. It's not the thick tree line, but there are trees. If you can just get behind some trees, it can't just swoop down and pluck you off the ground and take off, because this thing could easily grab one of you and just go away. And that's it. What do you do? Best case scenario, you hit it in the face and it lets go of you in midair.
And you fall 1,000 feet.
Right. This thing is going to take you wherever it nests and you dissect you. So you are so here's what I need. I need everyone to give me one more athletics. I'm looking for 8 or higher. Now, here's the thing. A failure doesn't necessarily mean, you get plucked up. But I'm going to add a complication, and we'll have to deal with it. So everybody do me a favor, give me athletics.
Real quick, is there anybody close to who was closest to Petrichor? I'm trying to do guidance. I'm trying to give somebody a little bit of an advantage here.
So,
Is it too late?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Dog.
Never mind. Forget it. Done.
Nope.
Nope.
We'll come back
Fuck
to
you.
You took
Fair.
that from me, Jason.
Tamika, I'll give you my +1, so you have 7.
I mean, I attended 3 sessions since the last time we recorded. I don't know if I could stack those.
No. No.
I know.
Ryan,
I-
stack them and give them away.
I burned them. I burned mine to give her 7.
That's
if it
because
helps.
you're weak. No. Terry, athletics.
No! Oh, he got 8.
No.
Oh.
Well, that's an 8.
Yeah, he barely
Terry's
got it.
fine. He's trained in athletics. God. And dog. Dog gets, it's just running. Dog gets advantage. Dog's fine. Ooh, drop a 2. Take a 15. Dog's fine. So, Tamika. So it's been raining all this time, right? And this grass is just getting clumpy, and you're running through, and usually there's some there's stuff like cattails here, and they're getting wet, and they're kind of smacking you in the face as you're running, because sadly Tamika is not a tall lady, so this has become a bit of a problem, and Tamika is going to tumble forward on their right side and kind of roll and take a bunch of this grass, just kind of lay it down. And the Grand is going to swoop in, but Tamika is about 5 feet away from a tree. So if you'd like, you can just continue to roll a little bit, just take advantage of that and get near a tree.
Yes.
But the Grand isn't going to... Okay, so the Grand is going to realize that it's okay, I'm going to bust my skull on that tree if I keep. So it is going to take both of its wings and stop full force. I need everybody to give me a Constitution saving throw,
Yeah.
except for Tamika.
The wind. Oh, 19.
Ooh.
Ooh.
3.
That's a crit one for Petrichor.
Yeah.
Ten.
So everyone except, Terry. Shit. Let me see, Terry. Again, Dog's pretty low to the ground. I don't see this being too bad for, for Dog. She's probably cool. Oof.
Oh, Terry.
So both Petrichor and Terry, it's like you're standing behind a jet, almost. Like it is a sudden, just a blast of air. And it's going to knock both of you back several feet and down, like you just tumble down. And the ground is just going to kind of tremble here as this thing lands. And it's like kind of cocking its head to the side, trying to get to Tamika. And there's a sizable oak tree right there. And it's trying to get the right vantage point so it can reach down and like snap at like Tamika's leg or something and try and drag her off. And I'm going to have it make an attack.
Am I allowed to do something for...
Yeah, do I have
Anybody
6 seconds?
Anybody who's still standing can attempt to do something.
Okay, I want to do vicious mockery.
Okay,
if I can.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn this into an encounter thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have everybody roll initiative. So give me one moment.
Sure.
Okay.
All
Fair.
right. But we're not going to have time to do like, or are we doing a full round?
I mean, yeah. Like
Okay.
I'm
So
treating it
movement,
as if
standard action, bonus action. It's all on
I
the
would
table.
say yes, because
Okay.
while this thing, because it's 6 seconds, like it's like eyeing it up. It's like, bitch, stop moving. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like it's it's very much.
It's unnerving to picture what like the image of the Gren because of the link Susan sent. I can picture it the way like my grandma had birds, and so when they would eat, I remember like the way they move, So envisioning the Gren move like that is really unnerving and scary the same way like
You can see the dinosaur in them. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like it's very it's cold and detached.
this is my only goal, this thing, nothing else is.
All right.
All right, everybody. Here we are.
About this
So-
Grend.
This Gren situation. So Dog would be going first.
I mean,
Dog. Here's the thing. This is out of Dog's pay grade.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if Dog would. I guess I got to roll, right? Like
Dog can just bark and get behind something.
Yeah.
yeah. Though I mean, here's what I'll do. I'll roll a d20. Unless it's a 5 or lower, Dog's gonna bark and just like back up. It's like, do you guys see that? Like, just, you know what I mean? Like very. If it's a 5 or lower, then Dog might attack.
No.
You're
And I don't even know what that looks like.
out of your
but
mind,
we'll see.
dog.
Yeah. Dog's had a rough couple of days too. So
Wait. Dog, come on.
and
Good job.
15. Dog will bark. Tamika, there's a tree in between you and the Grid. So if you were to look like, let's do a little like right there. There's a tree
Okay.
right there.
Tamika's going to scramble, like try to make herself as little as possible behind the tree, but then root through her pack, pull out this little orange pebble, crack it, and then go invisible.
Oh, that's great for you and no one else. That
Yeah.
is fantastic. Yeah.
I'm the only one being attacked right now. Everyone else got further back, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's a distance of feet, but like, yeah, so is that it? Like, are you moving?
And then scrambling back, probably just like another tree back. Like,
Got it. Just the more trees you could put between you and this giant bird, good.
yes.
Is the Grind on the ground? Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
he
got it.
landed.
Just making sure. Making sure.
Or
Yeah,
it
yeah,
landed.
yeah. So not hovering or anything like that, but it is like it is officially on the ground
Got
and
it.
just kind of like it's doing that weird lean thing birds do.
Yep.
It's like, hey girl, like it's really, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the last thing
We'll
kill you.
before Tamika did that, it had its sight set on her leg. So her leg
Yeah.
went invisible.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now it's got to look for a new leg. Kanan.
Okay. I'm terrified of what I should do. I need to make this thing believe it doesn't want to eat us anymore. Like, it needs to back off. So,
Yeah, it's got some time invested now where it's like,
Yeah,
well, I'm eating
that's-
something.
it's the hard part where like an animal's just been doing it for so long. You're like, fuck, and it's not gonna give up because it doesn't understand that concept.
That bird is swole.
Let's go. Yeah, he's all. Yeah, it works out. That's another thing that really deters me from fighting it toe to toe. I'm gonna vicious mockery the Gren because it doesn't have to understand me. It just needs to be able to hear me, and I'm pretty sure he can hear me. We're 15 feet apart.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll roll for it. It's wisdom?
Yeah.
Oh, it's wiser than you'd think it would be.
I mean, it's an animal.
Save, normal, boop, 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 boop. 14.
He.
What were we looking for?
I think he's looking for.
It's 14.
Yep, 14 right there. So it matches it, so it doesn't happen. But,
Ugh.
nothing else. So no damage, no nothing. So just Kanan just like channeling the magic from his hands. It's a very big show, and the only thing it is just like he spits out a word like "you fool," and it comes out looking like magic, but it just like turns into
And the Gren's
dust. Yeah, nothing.
It's just not, like, it's like,
I will. Move.
I don't know if you got any of that.
I will move back behind a couple more trees if possible.
So, yeah, okay. That's good. That's good. Trees are good. Petrichor. You're down on the ground a bit and back.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's still able to, I mean, from the ground, still able to cast a spell. He's gonna where Runes is, just like Runes is basically the front guard at this point, but where that tree was that Tamika was behind, right around
Sure.
in there, right around in there, pinpoint this area, and he's going to cast Spike Growth. What's going to end up happening is there's going to be a 20-foot radius that it's going to end up being difficult terrain for the next 10 minutes or so. And when any creature moves into or within that area, 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet. So it should just keep getting some damage if it hangs out.
Very metal. I like it.
And it's in it. I want to make sure that the point that it is, it's not like, oh, I better not touch that. It's
Yeah.
that
no,
terrain
it's
has now become Spike Growth.
Got it. Okay. So,
There's
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
nothing else to it.
Runes, you're up.
All right. Can I trade a standard action for a bonus action? So I can do two
You can
bonus
trade
actions.
down. Yeah, you
Cool.
can trade down.
All right. Well, first he's going to turn on his heel and run directly in front of Tamika. Then I am going to spend 1 key point to activate Patient Defense, and then I'm going to Rage, which is my other bonus action.
That's sick.
Oh, wow. That's really good. Shit, like really good. Like
Thank you. I was planning it ahead of time.
good. So the
not to
Grand
be
is going to
the-
come up.
Not to be a wet blanket, but don't you have to?
I checked. It's allowed. Key points are not spells, so
No,
I'm not
not-
casting them. So I
Not
can
that
use them.
I'm worried about the rage turning off. When does it turn off? Because you have to hit something, don't you? Or
It has to be since my last turn, so it'll last through this turn, and as long as I
Got
hit
it.
next turn, it should work.
okay, never mind. You got it. You know what you're doing.
It's basically doing it all defensively, so it's
Yeah.
happening. Yeah, that's
It's
good.
worded since your last turn.
Got it.
So we're good.
I should have known.
Damn,
You got it.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Shit. So the Grand is instantly like everything's like prickly and sharp, and this even like the tree. I imagine it's like a symbiote almost. Like there's just shit all over. And the Gren's immediately going to react like, fuck, ow, like, and it's going to peck at this tree and then use one of its legs to just kick it over, like the entire tree. It is going to like start to swing back, but it's also going to just like take flight again. Like it's like, fuck this. But like, it's just, it saw the tree as the problem. It's like, oh, that's the new thing. Like that's gotta be, this tree has been the bane of my existence. It made that dog girl invisible. It's gotta be like, it's fuck this tree.
And 2d4 piercing damage while this is happening. By the
Hell
way.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, you know what? I'm not worth it. I'm going to go eat a gazelle or something. Fuck this. Like, it's just going to take flight as you guys back off into the forest just to make sure. It's like, if this thing comes back, I think that's a good time for us to stop for the day.
Hell yeah. One round of combat. That was fucking nerve-wracking.
Oh my god. That
we're
was
gonna pick
fucking
things up.
awesome.
We're going to pick things up in the Deadwood.
Oh, God.
It's just a few feet in. Just a few feet in.
Look, don't give me just the tip of the Deadwood.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
give
We
me
are
like,
20
it's like, look,
feet in. We are 20.
you're in it.
I'm
You're
finally
in it.
here,
That's
baby.
the-
Finally
That's it,
here. I
yeah,
was
so-
always meant to be here.
As soon as we cross that threshold, the Deadwood's like, oh, okay. Now you don't know how to get out. Bye.
I can see it. It's right there.
No.
I want to
you
thank
think-
everyone in my life who let this happen. You've all
Oh,
helped me get
no.
here to this place. Where I've
It's not
always
as haunted
wanted
as
to
the
be.
Black Tip Forest, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
pretty, it's, you know.
Okay, Alex,
That's
let's
my
do
next white
group
whale.
A luck versus group, what, were you or B at that point? Luck? Let's take group A luck where we just skipped it. Like,
Man, what a fun 6-episode arc in the Deadwood. What man, memories, right, guys?
Oh, man.
I mean,
that and
group
the
A was
sand
there for
twister
all
that
of
really
an hour of
define-
one episode.
Yeah, they got through it. That's not fair. Everyone was learning.
Ah, that is so cool. All right. Well, GG, guys.
That was a good
awesome.
one. That was
Yeah.
solid. What a solid session. Holy shit.